Chantel.
Got it.
I'm letting Zoom in.
Hey, Mama Abimbola, Teresa, Zakia.
Peace and blessing, Miss Dionne. Peace and blessing, family.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings, Dionne and
I
family.
gotta miss Abimbola's my elder.
Peace.
Good morning, Facebook. Wherever you're streaming in from, just want to say, hey, this is Dionne, Keep Joy Connector. You know you can always come over to Zoom too, right? I just got to put that out there. So happy to be with everybody today. Denise, hey, welcome.
Hey. Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Good to be here. Sick, but good to be here.
Oh, well, I hope you're healing. You are healing. Let's not even say you're sick. You are healing, my love.
Yes, ma'am.
Peace, Adam. I miss anybody? Stacy. Oh, we have another Teresa.
Good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing this morning?
Awesome. I haven't had coffee in almost 2 weeks, and I'm amazed that I'm still like awake and awesome. Look at that. All right. Y'all tell your friends to come. Hey, Marie.
Hey.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke, it's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving, together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming, together, together.
Good morning, Grand Rising, and welcome. Aquaba. My name is Dionne C. Monsanto, Chief Joy Connector, and I'm really excited to be here with you. Thank you for waking up this morning, and wherever you're hailing from, welcome Facebook, welcome Zoom. I will remind you on Facebook, I do this as well, that you can come on over to Zoom if you so choose. What I will be talking to you about today is 4 ways to love the body in the mirror. We discussed this before, and it's something that always bears repeating. You know, a lot of us learn by repetition. So we need to say things again and again and again. We need to hear them again and again and again. So I didn't tell you this in the beginning, but if you want to grab a mirror, you can. If you want to grab a pen, you can, but you don't need anything but an open heart and a mind. So I often hear, as a coach, yoga teacher, as well as a dance teacher, I often hear lots of discomfort from people about how they feel when they look at their reflection, that they don't like unwanted attention. That is the big thing that I get. I'm looking down. It's like people will take a hand and hold their midsection and be like, I just want to get rid of this. And I'm like, you know what? I said it in a little video, if you watched it on the Facebook group yesterday, I want to get rid of it too. But you know what? I'm still happy with everything else. If it goes, fine. If it stays, fine. I'm just happy with me. And it was like, how do you do that? I want that. And that's how this whole workshop first started, to really analyze, how did I get to this point of being really happy with that reflection and getting a warm, fuzzy feeling. And even before we joined you, it's like, I just, you know, look in the mirror and said, I feel pretty. You know, and just that love. We quite often as people want to be seen and acknowledged for this inner light that we have and be in a loving relationship. And a loving relationship is not just that of intimacy. It could be a smooth and comfortable relationship at work, with your family, with your friends. There's a level of ease that we desire to have that comes generally, in my mind, from a place of peace that we have with ourselves. So if we start off with ways to love the body in the mirror, then we can radiate that same energy out into the world so people come to us with that. You know, various things and magic can happen from that place of peace and love that you have with yourself, that you have when you look at your reflection in the mirror. So that's something I practice. So you don't need to write it down. It's 4 ways. And, you know, I really love talking about how we can have, you know, things in a handful, something that's manageable. So if we're going to say it's 4 ways, you know, we're starting off, and I'll give you an acronym. It's BALM, BALM, BALM. So if we're starting off with BALM, what does the B stand for? And it's a wonderful exercise that I got from another coach, may she rest in power. Body beautiful. So as you put on lotion, your shea butter, your baobab oil, your coconut oil, as you shower, you're massaging and telling your body as an affirmation, you're speaking it into your very cells, body beautiful. And it's sometimes some of the things that we can do seem overly simple, but it is. She's like, body beautiful. So, and as you're rubbing that into yourself, it's a reflection. So you might not believe it just yet, you know, and if there's some energy that comes up that's other than that, if something, you say body beautiful, and it's like, yeah, if my thighs didn't have this cellulite on it, you know, body beautiful, if my stomach didn't have these stretch marks on it, body beautiful, if my arms didn't flab, you just keep saying body beautiful. And how awesome is that, that this does not add 1 second of time to your day? Because you'll do this while you're in the shower, while you're in the bathtub, while you're washing your hands. This can be a constant affirmation of feeding and pouring into your very soul. So the cells in your body, you know, will pick up the energy of body beautiful. So wherever you are, since I cannot hear you, if you're in a space where you can talk out loud, just say body beautiful. And there's just, it lands in a way where your body's like, oh, okay, thank you. You know, and after a while of that, you'll do it and it won't feel uncomfortable. So A, so we have body beautiful. I hope you're with me, Facebook, body beautiful. Make sure you're affirming it in the chat there so we know you're with us. A, there's something that's a challenge, and I'll leave, there's a few words for A, and they're not together. Starting, we'll say just affirmation. So pouring into yourself, and affirmations can be simple, they can be long, But I remember one of my earlier coaches said, when you're creating an affirmation for yourself, it should be like each word is $1,000. And that way you're going to remember it, because you're not going to come up with a $20,000 affirmation. You don't want to remember 20 words. So it'll be something simple of, I am love. I am light. I am divinity. I am divinity in human form. You know, and again, since I have this theme around a handful, I like them to be short and brief. And but always an I am, short, simple, positive statement. And throughout all of your day, there's a certain yoga that I teach called Yoga Nidra. And we say that the affirmation or the sankalpa, the resolve that you create, plants a seed in the fertile soil of your mind to bring about transformation and change. So I will invite that. One of my yogis, one of the gurus that I'd learned from, said that, you know, everything we do is yoga. There's 8 limbs of yoga. So these affirmations, this balm that you're creating, so you have this love relationship with yourself, is planting a seed in the fertile soil of your mind to bring about transformation, change, and healing. And you're doing that not only in your mind, but in the very cells of your body. So from the B with Body Beautiful, and to the A with affirmation. And you can choose your affirmation. At one point in time in sickness, you may say, as a sister joined this morning and said she was sick. And I said, you know what? You're healing. So I am healing, or I am healed. We're claiming things, you know, as growing up in the Episcopalian church, you know, or a Baptist church, or whatever faith-based place, if you grew up in one, quite often it's like, and the church says amen. There's an affirmation. There's a collective healing. There's a collective belief. So we've already, a lot of us have been brought up in this call and response of us feeding into each other when we do that. So that would be your affirmation. And then having an awareness, because if you feed and pour an affirmation into yourself, and just as I said, you were like, oh, if my arm wasn't flabby, oh, if my skin wasn't splotchy. So there's a condition. What would be awesome is for us to have an unconditional love for ourselves. So you will become aware of what conditions your subconscious mind has on you when those other thoughts come up. When you say body beautiful and something in the back of your head, this other voice goes, but what about this? But what about that? And then you pour into that. So that awareness you can use to continue to heal your mind, your body, and your spirit. And the last A, I always feel like it's a tough one for a lot of my clients, but I have to put it out there because we're here for growth, transformation. So we're going to do the hard things. Acceptance. Acceptance, you know, with the serenity prayer. The acceptance part is really challenging for a lot of us. And I've been quoting Shawnee all week, so I'm gonna say it again. So I'm on this, I expose myself to expand myself thing. And acceptance of various things. I'm a dancer with arthritis in both feet. I really don't want to accept that. But if I don't accept that, and I run out on a dance floor and I don't warm up, and I have the awareness without the acceptance, then I'm creating a recipe for disaster. And I got a lot of things to do. So I'm going to accept that this is where I am now. I'm creating ways of healing that and ways of dealing with it and being safe. So acceptance, always sharing quite often on social media, if you're following me, that I'm 54, I'm in menopause. Even before we started, I had to run and go get my fan for my hot sweat, you know, so I'm going to glisten and glow with you all the time, but I might not want to drip. So acceptance, awareness, acceptance, and affirmation are the A's. So they go together, okay? So those are the A's. So where you are, I love my inner child, we talked about before, is 5. So I think it's helpful for you to repeat things. You'll notice that children learn something because they'll walk around. So it's like, they'll just sit there, body beautiful, body beautiful, body beautiful, body beautiful. And you're like, oh my God, will this child please stop? But they're learning. And that's how they learn, through repetition. So with the A's, if you can say to yourself, affirmation, awareness, acceptance. So you're landing it and you're creating that learning in your body, whether you're writing or not. You are bringing it into your subconscious. And you may watch the replay again. So now moving on to L. And for those of you that were here before when I did it, and it was 3 ways, I decided collectively with all of you that we needed L, because we talk about love. The word in the title is how to love the body in the mirror. So love, bringing love into that. So one of the affirmations I like in, mirror work is looking at myself and going, I love you. Like looking into my eyes and just going, I love you. It was like, and just having a conversation with myself. So love. So say to yourself, love. And in one of the affirmations, I'd already said to you, light. I believe that we are all radiant light beings in human form. And however that shows up from whatever culture, there's different ways we can speak to that. So the L is love and light. And that is sometimes a simple affirmation. If I'm leading a guided meditation, there'll be times where I'm breathing in love. I'm saying, breathe in love, breathe out light. So love and light seem like appropriate things to bring into how to love the body in the mirror. So say light. And you can even add, I am light. Let it become normal. Let it become something with ease that you're feeding and pouring into yourself without thought. I truly did not know what I was going to be like this morning in doing this and feeling tired and not getting enough sleep and having a long day. But these things I just want to share and be really transparent that the constant and consistent practice of this have normalized that, like, oh, I knew what I was going to do, so it's fine. And I'm excited about sharing my practices that have healed clients over years. So I'm just going to review, because in the repetition is the learning. B, actually, I'm not going to repeat it. I'm going to let somebody else repeat it. I'm going to be quiet and somebody's going to tell me, if you want to come off mute or type it in the chat, what does B stand for?
Body beautiful.
Thank you. And somebody else, what are the words for A?
Affirmation, awareness, and acceptance.
All right, okay, let the choir say amen. And then what do we have for L?
Love and light.
Ashe. Thank you, Sister Abimbola. Now, if you have a mirror, you can grab it for M, because some of the things that are more obvious. So literally in this space that I normally speak to you from, I have this little hand mirror that generally sits there. So if I look over to the side, I can make sure if I, wiped my nose, nothing's coming out my nose, nothing looks crazy. I have like this little reflection when I look over to the side, there's a mirror. So a little small hand mirror is ideal. And if you have one, to practice. Most of us have a bathroom mirror, and you can do some of these things when you're brushing your teeth. Without exaggeration, this was Dionne in the mirror this morning, brushing her teeth, listening to music. Looking in my eyes, dancing around, and waking up and bringing light into my body and just moving. So there's a certain level of play you can bring into your mirror. So when you look at yourself, mirror work is another thing that many of my clients find challenging. And you can start off with a couple of affirmations in the mirror, and even building a habit of looking in the mirror. During a period of time where things were particularly challenging for myself, the only mirror I really looked in was the bathroom mirror. I had a full length mirror, but I ran by that bad boy as quick as I could, get out the house, get the kids, get to work and whatnot. And then finally, when I got to this humongous bathroom, in this corporate office, there's like this whole wall of mirrors, and it's like from ceiling to the sink. And it's like, oh, it was like all of a sudden, let's say it's 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, go in the bathroom and I see myself and I'm like, oh, hey. And that, it's like, wow. So I'll go half the day with actually not seeing myself. So I invite you, if you don't have a practice of actually seeing yourself and acknowledging yourself, to do that. Because a lot of this premise comes from, we have an expectation of how we want other people to perceive us. We have a way that we present ourselves to the world and we would like to be received. But a lot of us, without being taught to do so, do not have a practice of engaging with ourselves in a mirror. And it is also something that years ago, I don't remember when this started, for public speaking. You are taught to practice in a mirror. So you get comfortable seeing another body when you're speaking to people. As I'm speaking to you, I'm thankful some of you have cameras off so I can see faces and you're looking at yourself. So you can go ask Google, you can look up a Louise Hay book, you can do a lot of things, or you can take the affirmations you have created for yourself and simply look in the mirror and say them. If you don't want to talk to yourself, you can be quiet and look in the mirror and get comfortable with looking into your eyes and seeing yourself. Sometimes you can do it on a phone. Nobody will think you were crazy in 2021 because everybody's taking a selfie on the street. So you can look in there and they're like, oh, she's taking a picture. And you can notice, you can become aware. You can be like, oh. And that could even tell you, it's like, oh, I'm getting a little tired, or oh, there's redness in my eye. Maybe I need to get my eyes checked out. Then it's like, what does that go in there? It's like, oh. Get comfortable with seeing yourself. And as the voices come up, if the voice comes up that says, oh, are those crow's feet, around my eyes, be thankful for them. Because what a blessing that you have smiled so much that you have wrinkles around your mouth and you've got wrinkles around your eyes. You create those affirmations as you look in the mirror and make peace with that. So the mirror. And then manifestation is your other M word. Because all these things that you're doing from the beginning, all these affirmations, all these words, just the 4 ways to love the body in the mirror, and manifestation, you are manifesting love for yourself. And then you will therefore radiate that into the world. So you can start to plant those seeds of what you are manifesting for yourself as you're doing all this work, because it becomes normal at the point in time you look in the mirror and go, oh, I'm kind of cute. Girl, I love you. You look good. So by the time you walk out and you go somewhere and somebody walks by and says, oh, I like your dress. I like your necklace. I like your scarf. And you have a comfort to receive that. And while you will politely say thank you, inside you like, I know. And that self-awareness becomes love. There was a point in time, I don't know about your upbringing, if someone was like, thought they looked good or spent too much time in the mirror, we thought they were arrogant. We need that. We need to unlearn that mirror work is a negative thing. We need to unlearn that loving ourselves and seeing ourselves and appreciating ourselves, pouring into ourselves is not a positive thing. So really feeding into your body, the love, the light, and manifesting that. Because as you manifest that and create peace with yourself and your body, I promise you, you will see a difference in how others respond to you, react to you, and pour into you, because you are pouring into yourself. And if you are not already aware of this, we train others on how to treat us. So when that is felt, it's an energy that people will feel when you are physically in the room. And now that we have been here on a Zoom space and Facebook space for so long, with Facebook Lives and IG Lives, and not in physical space together with all of the physical distancing we've had, you notice that we do create energy in these alternative spaces. So people will pour into you in the same way you poured into yourself. We have created such a loving community, and I'm appreciating even watching what I see come into the chat as I'm speaking to you. And meditation is another M word. So manifestation, mirror, meditation. And with meditation, because depending on how long you hold space with mirror work, it can be a meditative state. And that is something, so all of it. So looking at how you can do this. And if you're in a rush state, if you want to feed and pour this into your body, how can you do that? You can do it as you're walking to the train station. Be like, oh, I'm rushing. You know, a lot of people are commuting into places. So it's like body beautiful, you know, and like, I'm giving thanks for these legs that are getting me to the train station. I'm giving thanks for the green light that got me across the street. Body beautiful, body beautiful. I would dare say it's ideal as you're getting dressed. If you're rushing, I'm tying this head tie on, I'm putting my jewelry on, I'm doing this thing, but still consistently body beautiful. So going back, I have gone through BALM, BALM. I'm very thankful that it was all that, you know, my loving assistant is throwing everything in the chat. We got great team support on Woo. Wake Up Everybody Team Strong. So from you, because we added the last ingredient, M, so you can share it from your memory. If everybody on Facebook, you know, and here on Zoom, if you type it in the chat, that affirmation for those people that joined later, for them to see it. Reaffirming what we're building, 4 ways to love the body in the mirror, BALM. And generally, while it's balm, so you can remember it, and balm, because I think it's something that soothes your soul, you know. There's always a salve, a balm, you know. I don't know about your grandma, but we have all kinds of kitchen witches and things that you make up in the kitchen. So a kitchen salve. So there was something you put together for this. And so that balm is your prescription, your 4 ways to love the body in the mirror. So I now need all of you to repeat the M words, which were manifestation, meditation, mirror. Repeating them to yourself, and if it feels weird, I don't know about you, but again, I walk around this house by myself having conversations with Dionne all the time. They're like, girl, you need to do better. All right, I'm doing the best that I can, girl. So this is, have the conversation with yourself, any part of this, and some part of it may resonate with you more than others. Sometimes in moving in this space, and we're so much on Zoom, and if you have the camera on, whether it's Zoom, Microsoft Teams, you might be tired of looking at your face in the mirror. You be like, girl, I'm not doing no mirror work. I've been staring at my face on this Zoom camera. When I take my camera off, I'm staring at my picture. I'm not looking in the mirror. So the other parts may resonate with you better, but you have a way, a container to hold it. So yes. So I'm going to pause and just hear your voice come into the space for the M, and hear someone say what the M words are.
Yeah. Before we go there, you have a powerful message from Zakia.
Okay.
He has LUV versus LOVE. So I was at an APT, African Poetry Theater, Queens, New York event several years ago, and I see you nodding, Dionne, so you're familiar?
I'm very familiar with African Poetry Theater. Awesome. Because Onipa Abusia, where our original, one of our homes in Queens was down the block. So we used to call those events together. So it just brought up warm, fuzzy memories.
Yes. So several years ago, when from the stage, a brother broke down the etymology of the word love, he pointed out that the letter O was 2 primary sounds, long O sounds like its name, as in open, oath, or cove. Short O sounds like hot, ostrich, or other. There's that teacher in Z. The vowel sound in the word love is actually short. I can't see what that is. As in, short O, as in out, under, or short U, sorry, as in out under, and there are more messages coming in, so it's moving. As in cut, under, or us. I'm paraphrasing, but something to that effect. He went on to explain that if we pronounce the word the way it's spelled, it would be loathe, which is very close to loathe. Oh, got that. Exact opposite in meaning. He pondered if that was by design. Got that. All right. And then Body Beautiful from Denise, affirmations, awareness, acceptance, love, and light, manifestation, mirror, and meditation. And finally with Z, because we want to hear a voice, and maybe hers. Anyway, it resonated in the core of my being because I am love, L-U-V. I now spell it this way whenever I'm able. Also, when I spell it this way, I always use a capital L because I equate love with God, my source, the source, as in God is love and love is God, L-U-V. All right.
Shay, thank you for that, Z, and thank you for bringing that in, Shani.
Mhm.
And if other people have some parts of this that resonated, and I was once someone went through the M's, I was going to ask who had something to share in regards to what resonated with them, what is uncomfortable for you, what part of this works and what part of it scares you, because there's some growth in the part that you're resistant to, if anything. And that's a question for Zoom and for Facebook. So I'm going to sip my tea and wait.
All right, so let's hear from Denise, who said she wasn't feeling well, but sometimes when we're in these conversations, something opens up in the body. So Denise, if you're willing to share what has come up for you in this conversation, please do.
Good morning. Good morning. The mirror work is interesting that you shared that. I think during COVID period, I took time to do mirror work. No, I can't come on video. Oh, it looks like I'm on video. Anyway, I took time to do mirror work, and I think because I was always rushing out prior to and getting the chance to stay at home, I took time to like sit on the edge of my bed and look in the mirror when I lotion myself, and I even put makeup more on staying at home than when I would go out. And I find that when I'm doing that, I did begin to love myself, and I begin to also notice all the roles and all the other stuff as well. But it does make a difference sitting in the mirror, taking care of your body and taking that time. So that's what really sort of came up for me, that I didn't do that prior to COVID time. So I had time to sort of pamper myself on a daily basis. Prior to that, it was always a rush. Okay, you got to hurry up, boom, 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 boom. And I didn't really realize that, and didn't even realize that until you really just sort of said that now, that became a shift during that time.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I love hearing and feeling that testimonial to reaffirm that in this space and place of being and physically distanced and being at home more, that you were able to create a ritual that fed into your soul, and you saw the power of self-love that came out. And I think I saw someone type something in the chat from Facebook. Did I see that? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, right. Chantel brought something in. There it goes from Kathleen. Thank you, Kathleen, on Facebook. My affirmation today: self-knowledge is the power of all knowledge. That's beautiful. I really like that. But what I will offer, you may or may not have been on when I said, make your affirmations short, simple, positive statements. I love that statement. I have very long, I call those mantras, but the short ones. So you can just say, I am knowledge, I am knowledgeable, I am powerful, and just create the I am. one of the really powerful mantras in the Sanskrit language is a soham, which is I am. And so creating the I am to ground in your body. Ooh, I love that one. Louise typed in the chat, I am enough. Ooh, girl, I'm saying that. I say that one a lot. And that one's often in response to people that go, if someone's, you have heard this, and one of my girlfriends posted it on Facebook the other day. It was a picture of herself. Sometimes people say I'm too much. Those people are not my tribe. You're right. You are enough. I am enough. Thank you for that. And Denise says she says that a lot too. So if somebody else wants to bring in, and if there's someone else on Facebook that wants to share what resonated with them, please share that. I see things coming into the chat. Kenyofu, is there something that we should share?
Okay, so from Facebook, Jem says, I love to put oil on my face, then use a jade roller to massage my face. It's soothing and relaxing.
Ooh, that's nice. I'm gonna have to write down jade roller. Go ahead.
Milani, who's here in Zoom, she says, for 6 years, I didn't own a full-length mirror and my weight would fluctuate. I felt the weight in my body, but I honestly didn't see it, not the way that others may have seen it. I now have committed to a new and healthy lifestyle and lost weight. I own a full-length mirror and I do a lot of mirror work. It has changed my perception of myself and I have more confidence and self-love. Mirror work is a blessing and has changed my life. I'm going to go out on a limb and ask Milani to come on to onto video off of mute and share verbally. It'll be also good to see your face. It's been a minute.
That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Kenyofu.
Milani.
Milani.
Okay, so perhaps she might not be able to.
Oh, she wrote she's driving. Milani, yeah, don't you come off. Yeah, you keep driving, girl. You drive that car, you drive safely. Thank you so much for being on Zoom while you're driving. I'm impressed that people do that. People take videos that I'm like, I'm not, that's a lot for me, but thank you for sharing all that. Oh, Jem on Facebook, I wrote, he said, red lipstick, I am enough on the bathroom mirror. Ooh, girl. See, now you said that. So Jem, you're gonna laugh at me wherever you are. Just reading that, I heard my mother and my grandmother coming for me about this stuff on the bathroom mirror. So it brought up anxiety in me, and I'm a grown woman, but I'm like, woo, I wrote on the bathroom mirror, I'm gonna get in trouble. Isn't that funny? I'm 54, grandma not here, anybody, I'm not gonna get in trouble. But I love that, the visual of really seeing that in red. Affirmations on the mirror are powerful with Post-its. I absolutely have some quotes up in my main bathroom, and right where I told you I was brushing my teeth and dancing in the mirror. So definitely, that's a good one. And so you can put balm up, you can put whatever reminders up that you need on your bathroom mirror. Is there anyone else that wants to share on Facebook or here on Zoom?
Zakia has a hand up.
Oh, I missed that. Thank you. Go for it, Z.
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That doesn't always happen. Happy. I just wanted to read that love theme is something that I wrote a long time ago, and I kind of embody it, and I put it in pieces because the chat doesn't take too much sometimes. So I put it in paragraphs. So there was one last paragraph that didn't get read, and I just wanted to read that. It's in here, but I'll read it out. There are a few other words I can think of that work that way. The one that stands out for me is dove, because ironically, the dove is the bird that represents love and peace. I only substitute love, however, because as I indicated previously, for me, love is all encompassing. Just my personal perspective.
All right. Thank you.
I'm complete.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Z. And thank you for bringing your voice in and sharing your wisdom in such a powerful way. Because as we're always transforming ourselves and the words that we use and the language, it's very interesting because there's so many challenges with the English language being taken from so many different languages and how it comes together for us to communicate with each other. Well, I'm going to see, is there anything else in the chat to share? Because if I do want us to go into a breakout group before everybody leaves, but I want to give time because I see things coming into the chat. So are there things to share from the chat?
Yeah, so we just got some downloads here. Desiree Thomas says, I love the acronym BOMB. It makes me feel like I'm taking care of myself and treating myself like I'm precious. You are precious, Desiree.
You are.
Milani says, I am at my destination and have to go. I love you all and I hope to connect with you all soon. Yes, please do. Chantel says, social media has made it harder to self-love and not compare ourselves to others. I definitely agree with that. And Denise West says, to Sweetness, I'm not pleased with my body right now either, but it keeps holding me up and so does yours. Teresa Scott says, during COVID lockdown, while doing healing work, I was encouraged to do mirror work. I was able to finally go to a nude beach, which took a lot of courage. All right.
Cool. Yeah, I do see also Kenyofu where, because I was wondering where Sweetness put, I only look in the mirror in the bathroom. So Sweetness, if you want to chat just before we go into, if you're comfortable chatting, as you even look at your reflection here, because you can see yourself while you're on camera with me. Are you willing to do some level of mirror work even in your bathroom?
I only use the bathroom mirror because it only shows my face. So
I know it doesn't show your body, right? I saw that you said you're not happy with your body right now. That's why I wanted to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. Well, on the scale, it's called obese. So, but I'm overweight, and that is a result of, eating things that comfort you. I've been having to comfort myself.
I'm going to interject right there. Okay. Even look with everything that you've written, because when I'm looking in the chat, you say, I am not happy with my body right now. So you can say, it's like, I am transforming my relationship. As we're talking about words, the word not is something I try to separate from to look at what is the positive spin. So when I was in that space, being very, again, clear, I am happy with my body now. There's some transformation I seek to create, but it's always in this positive of, I am transforming, I am changing, I am in a space. So what I will offer to you, Sweetness, is that you are in a different space. We are all in different spaces, but specifically for you right here and right now, you're in a different space in your life. And there's something about the extra. There's a cushion. What I have shared, maybe you were not on, when you're eating the comfort foods where you were going, you're eating comfort foods and feeding yourself. So there creates a layer of cushion on your body to soften the blows of life. So when life is harsh, and especially if you're in a space of grief and challenge, to feel that there's a comfiness in cushion. We like pillows, stuffed animals. So to be like, oh, this extra is giving me space to feel safe and see what you're hiding from. Is there anything that you feel that you're hiding from right now?
Yes.
Are you willing to share it? Or is that something you can journal or reflect about?
Well, I'm hiding from living alone. The fear of living alone. I don't believe that I'm supposed to be alone. That's what's going on.
Ashe, Ashe. And if you're creating and manifesting a space in which you move into not living alone anymore, the relationship you have with yourself will radiate into the world. Are you willing now just to look at yourself? You don't have to look at me. Look at your reflection on your screen And just literally just say to yourself, I love you.
I love you.
And look at you lit up. I don't know.
Oh
y'all
yeah, no, I like me. I like me.
but even so, it's like, I love my body.
Oh, whole number different thing.
It is, but you can, you know how they say, fake it till you make it? You say it to yourself.
That I love my body?
Mm-mm.
No.
I love my body.
I love my body.
Say it again.
I love my body.
Say it again.
I love my body.
Place your hands on whatever part of your body that you are transforming your relationship with.
Okay.
Whatever. Place your hands there and say it again.
And be for real.
Just say it.
Just say it. I love my body.
Say it again.
I love my body.
All right, now one more time.
I love my body.
How did that feel, sweetness?
It felt positive. It felt positive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I could see. Thank you for coming off camera. Thank you for being with me. We're all holding space for you. And I really appreciate and respect your vulnerability. But in just that moment, in public, you could feel the difference. So I ask you to commit to doing that once a day, twice a day, 10 times a day, and see what transforms for you. And message me. You know how to find me. Thank you. I know there's a bunch in the chat, and I know we're going to step off soon. I've seen that some people left already. I did not get to say bye to them. So we may shorten the time in the chat because I want to make sure we come back by 5 minutes to 8. So if we could please, Kinyofu, have breakout rooms. And what each of you will do in the breakout room is have a conversation where you can practice what balm is. If you're able to be off camera and look at the people in your group, there will be hopefully 3 people in each group. Some people may leave, but just for you to practice and lock it in. I have a beautiful deck that goes along with this, but I want you to teach each other. Each one teach one, for you to be in community with each other in these breakout rooms and practice balm and share what came up with you, for you, what resonated with you, what didn't resonate with you, as Sweetness so graciously shared. And some of us will stay here. So I'm complete, Kinyofu.
Okay, so yes, you wanted to say something about the special offer for those who need to leave by 8?
Oh, I was gonna do it when we come back, but yes. So you want me to do that now?
Yeah, because they might be gone already.
Okay, don't leave me. Okay, separation anxiety is coming up. Okay, so my special offer. I know that some of you have to go to work, and I felt, as I'm thinking about this, that I would like there to be a special offer for the people that need to leave early. So I do have a link for you to schedule, and that will be, it's 4. So there's 4. And so if you click on the link there, and this is for the people that need to leave early, I promise you, I'll have something else for the folks that stay till the end. But for the folks that need to leave early, I wanted you to have the opportunity to click on this link and schedule a breakthrough session. This is going to be for the first people that come in, during this period of time, because I automatically get an email and I'll follow up with you. So click the link and schedule. We'll follow up. You'll let me know what you want to talk about, but this is for your complimentary breakthrough session with me. So if you're leaving by 8, click, do that. Hopefully you can share a little bit in the breakout room before you pop off. But wherever you are, thank you for joining Facebook. Thank you for joining Zoom, and create a glorious day, whatever you're doing today. And then I'm ready for the breakout rooms. Thank you for reminding me, Kinyofu.
Sure. Or have them set for 10 minutes and everybody's going to go in automatically. Some of you have 4 people in the room, but most people have 3.
Okay.
And some people are in the main space. So I'm going to open the rooms now.
Can I say one thing?
Yep.
I know you have it set for 10 minutes, but will we be able to pull them back just in case? So I'll forewarn them, they might get pulled back a little early.
I can close the rooms early.
Okay. So you might not have as much time. So everybody go around and give yourself just a minute, each person, minute or 2, because you may come back early.
All right, opening.
Thank you. All right. So for the beautiful people that are with us on Facebook, I'm going to ask Shawnee and Kinyofu to let me know what resonated with them with Balm.
Yeah, I'll start by sharing that the conversation about full acceptance of the body just as it is, that's a conversation that I've been in for a couple of years, and it's really present for me now because what did Melanie say? She said she knew the weight was there, but she couldn't tell like how others experienced it. So, you know, I did a photo shoot for my Rites of Passage program, and I was looking at the pictures that came back, and I'm like, who is that? Like, that's not me. I have this relationship with my body, as it's always been, and it still is, but I'm just like, I have more weight on my body, but my body has always been, has served me well. Like, I've always been the kid climbing trees, running barefoot, jumping, flipping, you know, just really physically present, dancing for many, many years, specifically African and modern dance, just as an actor in the world too, always very, very physical. So I feel like my body, as I've aged and as I've stopped doing the things that I know to do to take care of it, is not my own, even though that's not true. So I'm like resisting, I'm like looking at pictures like, oh, no, no, no. So just not being with where I am, who I am at this time, and it being very present. You know, and I definitely have affirmations. Like you said, the one earlier, I exposed myself to expand myself. So saying this out loud is part of that. But then like taking responsibility and ownership for why it is the way it is. Age is one of the things, but that's not the primary thing. Like, I had a whole year and a half of COVID, and my body just shifted, and I was not in the best space fully all the time, because I'm like in the house all the time. I'm mourning, as folks know in this space. So things shifted because of that, and I can shift it back. But the body that I have right now, it's just like, you have a strong body. It may not look exactly the way you want it to look, but I have no medical issues. You know, I am a healthy, powerful being at 53, and I'm grateful. You know, yeah. So when I get lost in the vanity, then I forget that, and I'm like irresponsible in the way that I think and how I speak about it. So affirmations can go, I guess affirmations can't go the other way. If it's really an affirmation, it's high vibrational. But my thoughts and words can take me left. I'm looking at acceptance, like just accepting my body, awareness of what I can do. I'm in a fitness group, but I haven't been going in the last week and a half or 2 weeks now. So I can choose that way, take that awareness to action. Love and light. Oh my God, love and light is all around me. I have like this space. I have so many awesome people that love me. Like, I know they love me, and what a blessing. And my body receives that all the time. It's like, girl, how are you going to be operating opposite of what the community gives you all the time? It's like, that's out of integrity. And I'm going to manifest either way if I don't get present to gratitude and get present to how blessed I am. If I keep thinking about what I don't have and what I don't look like and all this other stuff, that energy is going to keep coming at me. I do mirror, I do look in the mirror multiple times a day. And then I'm like, I look, and then I'm like, sometimes I'm like, yay. And then other times I'm like, shaking my head. But I'm going to work on that. And meditation is a major thing that my mind goes easily into the space of meditation after doing it so many years. And I can sit and just sink into that. And I haven't been engaged in the practice. So for me, in my spiritual practice, today is Ancestor Day. So I can sit with the ancestors and meditate at my altar before I hit the streets, because I have to go to two events today. And I'm complete.
Thank you for that, Shawnee. And Sophia, thank you, Kenyofu. I saw you putting things in the chat. If you want to pop your voice in and share, you can jump right in and we can workshop this together, since I know you just joined. But 4 ways to love the body in the mirror, and Kenyofu did place it there. Kenyofu, if you want to share, you can. Otherwise, I will.
Yes, definitely I can identify with Shawnee. I see you, Sophia. I will stop talking in a minute. But identify with Shawnee and my changing body, and remembering, like, when I'm looking on social media, I'm comparing my face, sometimes my body, to others. But when I look in the mirror, I see me now, and I see me who I used to be. And then that's something that could take me out. I do know that when I affirm my body, then my experience of my body changes. And I just don't make a point to affirm my body on a regular basis. But I do know that it's better than I have it in my mind.
Ashe. All right, thank you for that. Sophia?
Good morning. Sorry, I literally just rolled out of bed.
Well, I'm thankful you rolled out of bed and joined us. Welcome, Makwaba.
Awesome. So just reading what Kenyofu put in the chat, and I look at myself every morning, naked, every morning, because I love what I see, regardless of what it is. It's mine. I work on that to give me the strength and the confidence that I need every day. So yeah, beautiful, right? What is it? Body beautiful affirmations. And I do tell myself every day that, oh, you bad, you dope, you look good, you still look good, I'm gonna be 40 in a couple of weeks. And I always say to myself, you still look like yourself. And that's what I always strive for. Just still being true to who I am. I'm not a heavy makeup wearer every day. When I feel like it, I do, because that's my business, as in the words of Tabitha Brown. But yeah, so I love what I see, and I do give myself positive body affirmations.
Sophia, I would love to know where you learned that experience from and how you got to that point. I'm so proud of you and impressed that you do that. So where did you get that? How did you start?
I don't know that I learned it. My mom didn't teach us, like, go every morning, look in the mirror. I just started doing it because when I was bigger, like I lost about 35, 40 pounds, I realized I would only look here and up, because you want to make sure your face looks good, and then you fix your clothes and you leave the house. But I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, if that, I just started, what does my vagina look like? What do my breasts look like? What do I look like every day? Yeah, every day, just to make sure I'm still good, So.
Girl, you just made my day. Like, that is, I don't hear that often enough. So if you're not already aware of this, but like, that is awesome. Maintain that practice. If you have a sister circle, if you have friends that you're in community with, share that practice as you hear, just within your circle, to share that love and light with someone else that may not have heard it, because so many of my clients do not have that experience. I see there's information in the chat from Facebook. When everybody comes back, I'll address those. What I wanted to share in terms of my experience is very similar to Shawnee. We're a year apart, and that I do have the experience of looking in the mirror. And also what you said, Sophia, when I'm 5 feet tall, and I was over 200 pounds at one point. And so a lot of my process in right-sizing my body and right-sizing my life came from my experience and writing down the 7-step process that I created, that I lived into. So I don't even remember what year that was. I think I was over 200 pounds in 2010. I think it was 2010. So it's been quite some time that I've, right-sized my body and gotten to a comfortable place. And I like to say right-size. And a lot of this is what it was. So looking at it, and I was like, you know what? I was hiding from unwanted male attention, unwanted male advances, attempts, at violation, and just clubs and unwanted touches. And it was like I consciously created this space where I was attempting to make myself unattractive. And I know that was my journey from a teenager on. And then then when different people were bothering me, it was like, well, that don't help. I was like, I'm not comfortable in my body and they're still bothering me. So let me go back to being comfortable in my body. But the awareness part of it with Balm is what was helpful to go like, what did I co-create this? And that's what Shawnee had also brought up in her share. I co-created this. Oh, sure. Thank you. I co-created this in some way, so I can uncreate this. So I can undo this. And what you said about the full length mirror, I wrote it down. So when everybody's back, and we can share that and look at what was in the chat. Oh, Vina, oh my goodness. Did I see Vina? I ain't seen that face in a long time.
Vina, I just wanted to remind you that we are the bomb also, Miss Vina and Gina. We the bomb, y'all. We the bomb.
Yes, Mama Teresa, yes.
I love when to see the numbers pop back in. It just feels like we're in Star Trek. Like you've been teleported and you're like, you're pulled back into the room. You're like, oh, we're back. Okay. So how was that for all of you? Just get all the voices in, like, how was it and who wants to share? I didn't ask you, Kenyo, for how many groups there were, so people can share. So I know how many groups need to share.
There were about 5 or 6 groups.
Okay, so I think we have time. I see Teresa's hand is up, and I did want to make sure I spoke to. There was something before everybody shares from the groups. I wanted to see what Chantel put in the chat from Facebook.
Okay, so Kathleen says, when I look at myself in my full length mirror, I see my stomach has expanded, small waist no more. I've been told that means I'm nurturing. However, I wonder if I'm too nurturing. Jem says, only this year I bought a full length mirror due to Be the Tree. I love my body.
Ashe. Okay. And all right. So thank you for that, Facebook. And I would say that's a question you can ask yourself, Kathleen, to really sit with. Am I too nurturing? Because only you can define what too nurturing is and how that's showing up in other spaces of your life. I define myself as a serial helper, and to create ways in which I lend support as a coach, as a yoga teacher, as a dance teacher. So what I do for a living lends to my nurturing personality, but as long as you're creating boundaries. And that's a B word that all of us can add to the B for Balm, boundaries, because maybe you need to define if you want to change the boundary around your body and what it looks like. But that's something only you can decide, because your waist might have been too small. There are people that are open quote, underweight or open quote, overweight. So you can decide that. And hopefully, if you'd set up time to chat, it's something you can get support on. And let's see. So I'm a serial helper, Sweetness. So I would love to hear from each group. I'm going to be quiet and sip my water because I finished my tea.
Okay. Teresa, did you want to speak?
Vina said she wanted to speak, so I want her to speak. I'm gonna be quiet and listen.
Thank you. Let me see if y'all can see me so I can put some more. Okay, so this was right on time. I joined right on time, even though it was about 7:40. So my group told me what Balm meant. And for me, for everyone, there's levels of awareness and love happening with our bodies. My connection, what resonated deeply with me was the awareness. I've had some family stuff going on, and I will share here that I ate 3 bags of chips and 2 candy bars yesterday. And Teresa, praise God, reminded me to forgive myself. Thank you. And to and the awareness of how I feel about that. So our group really connected with a lot of the body statements, as well as loving ourselves. Teresa was reminded she was a bowl of hearts. And, just to offer love in spaces, we reframed some of the things that we were saying to ourselves. We helped each other reframe them. And so for me personally, it was very powerful. As I said, I joined right on time because I woke up this morning like, girl, you feel like you ate 3 bags of chips and 2 candy bars. And and Dionne, I'm gonna get with you because I gotta break through the sugar thing. So so I appreciate you all. Thank you for allowing me to share.
No, Vina, and what I want to offer to you as well, I shared before we got on camera that I haven't had caffeine in a couple of weeks, and it was a part of a fall reset cleanse that I'm still on for a couple of days, and it was no sugar, no caffeine, and I'm an avid coffee drinker, and it was transformational. But the reason I brought that up is something we talked about, and I want to offer to all of us here, Facebook and Zoom, is not to have guilt about it. I will tell you that 1 bag is 1 portion. So if I happen to buy a big bag and on the outside of the bag, it says 14 servings, that 1 bag was 1 serving. And that's still something that I do. Now, I don't think that's what I should do, but when I make a decision to do it, I'll be like, there's not going to be any guilt. Because whatever I'm giving to my body, I was like, I made this decision. There's some reason I need this salt. There's some reason I need that. So release any guilt about choices that you've made in the past, and then choose to make a different choice. So that's what I will leave with you about that. And you eating it, enjoy it. And then make a different choice. So I look forward to hearing from you, Vina.
Thank you. Peace and light.
All right. Peace and love and light.
Dionne, is it okay for me to share something?
Oh yeah, I don't know who that is, but
it's Shawnee. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Well, one of the things that I love about being part of communities is that we get this awesome information that allows us to expand our relationships with our bodies, our minds, our spirits. And a few years ago, a facilitator for a session that I hosted talked about the types of food we eat and what it's connected to. So she was asking us questions. She was like, when you're stressed or when you're sad, do you eat creamy stuff, hot stuff, crunchy stuff, salty stuff, sugary stuff? And I'm like, my go-tos are sugar and salt, and sometimes the combination. But when I was thinking about what Vina was sharing, like eating the bags of crunchy chips, I'm like, with family stuff, I'm like, yo, popcorn, and be like chomping down. And even the experience of like it getting stuck in my teeth, like it's a process. And just the feeling of the salt on my tongue, and just all of that. I had to look at the types of food that I indulge in, so that I can know like whether I'm angry right now or scared or whatever it is. I was curious about Vina and the chips, the salt, and what she said, candy bar too, like the chewy. So that just came up in my mind, like us really looking at the things that we experience with our bodies and what we take in and what it means for us and what we're trying to soothe. So thank you. And yeah, Doreen Virtue, and yes, constant craving. I love that.
So I put that in the chat based on what you said, Shawnee, because I do have a series of books that I use as resources when I'm working with different clients, because while there's some things that are similar that I've experienced, but that is a really good book that I have found is helpful when I'm looking at what people are craving and why. So I don't know it in the back of my head. And I was like, I looked because I normally have it sitting here and I'm like, darn, I can't grab it and show it to you. But that's a good book. Constant, oh, I spelled it wrong, but Constant Craving. but the link is, I just Googled it and popped it in the chat. So thank you for sharing that, Shawnee. We can develop a different awareness. So I'm going to tell you, family, we have 5 more groups to share because I really want to hear from all of you. So please, 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 let's see who has something to say from the next group.
So one of the groups was Denise, Desiree, and Louise. Anybody from that group?
I would like
Yeah.
Louise.
Oh, hi, Denise. Denise and Louise held space for me and helped me practice mirror work right there on camera. And it had been so long since I'd done it. And they helped me reflect on what I love about my body and about myself. They are beautiful people. It was just wonderful just to vibe with them. I really appreciate this so much. And it just made me think again, like, why am I not doing more of this? That whole BALM acronym, I'm like, oh, that means you're moisturized, you're taken care of, you're not ashy, you've got your balm on, you know, right? But yeah, they are lovely people and they just help you see yourself like better. I mean, they were just so cool.
Aw,
That's what I had to say.
No, I appreciate that, Desiree. So is that something, because you brought such warmness, even when you hugged yourself, everybody give yourself a hug. When you hugged yourself and felt the balm and just even that touch, because sometimes some people, I had a client recently say to me that they realized they're lacking touch. And I was like, you know, self-massage, South Speed, if you go back, she did a wonderful self-massage thing. But even in just that, and touching and massaging and rubbing and all of that, you can feed into yourself. So feeding that love into yourself. So are you going to continue pouring into yourself from balm?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. I feel brought back to myself. Does that make sense? Kind of like, you know that you want to do this. And what the lovely lady with the red glasses shared.
Oh, Shawnee.
Yes. The book I popped in was Eating by the Light of the Moon.
Oh, I don't know that one. Okay.
That one is also really good because what Shawnee was talking about, she does a whole thing on that, kind of like, oh, I realize I really want that vanilla cone dipped in hot chocolate because this is something my dad used to do. And then I felt safe when I was with him and I need to feel safe right now. So I have these things to make myself feel better.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, Desiree. And I love what you just brought in about the connection to memory, because there's food is love for many of us in our culture. And there's a connection to memory about that as it related to somebody else. So my grandmother was one that celebrated Thanksgiving, and I do not in the way that we were taught in this country, but there are certain things and foods, when I think of them, it brings back a memory of my grandmother. So what I'll tend to do, that means it's like, oh, I'll make some food and put it out for her, since there are things I may not consume anymore. But some of those memories, and sometimes those are things that we give, you know, to our ancestors and our loved ones that have transitioned to the ancestral realm, is another option. So thank you for bringing up that book. I wrote it down, and that memory. So we've got 4 more groups. Thank you, Desiree.
Okay, next group, Sweetness, Mother Amal, and Zakia. Anybody?
Yeah, I'm not sure where Mama Amal was. So Sweetness and I operated by ourselves. She was in the space, but not in the space. Not you know, just praying everything's okay. I don't have a phone number to call and check. So if anybody does, please just check and make sure he's all right, because it's not like her to not be present. So if anybody has her number, call and check on her. But Sweetness and I were in the space, and we basically went through each of the words and spoke to how each resonated with us. And Sweetness came to a conclusion that she's accepting of the things that she needs to work on and just needs to now do something about it. And I was in agreement with that. It's Sweetness, I don't know if you want to come on and share anything else. I think I covered it, but
Yeah, you did. You were there. So, and I just want to leave inside the conversation as well that you know, I had a relationship, Desiree, with candy bars. Like Snicker bar was really my friend. I mean, without question, it was my friend. We had a relationship. We were good together. And then, you know, really, and then it was, I started working with a group of women called Well Women of Color in Las Vegas. And so we, you know, we desired to live a dis-ease-free life. And in order for me to do that, I had to disconnect my relationship with sugar. However, sugar was comforting to me. Oatmeal, warm oatmeal meant everything was okay if I had butter and milk in it. So I noticed that I don't have that craving for the candy bar. So when I go to CVS, like, you know, I walk through the aisle and it's like, oh wow, I don't gotta get that. We don't have to have I don't have to have a fight with myself. I don't have to have a conversation with myself. And it was wonderful to feel that. It was good. It really was good. So yeah, I have work to do and it's okay, because what I realized too when I was talking to Z is like, I have the power to make the alterations. It's me who has the power. I'm not surrendering my power. I'm going to exercise my power. So with that, I am complete.
Thank you for sharing that, Sweetness. And I love what you shared in that group is we have transformation. We have transformed. Just the fact that, you know, when people are like, I don't want to try something, I might fail, or I don't have that. So you know what? You couldn't talk, you couldn't walk, you didn't know how to eat food. So there's so many levels of transformation that we've already gone through that we forget. So there is something, and it's nice to have that memory come forward to be like, oh, this used to be a thing. And what came up for me when you said that, Sweetness, that was me and Oreos. Me and Oreos were good. That was the Oreos, there's another cookie, Nutter Butter. But when Sugar and I broke up, then those were too sweet for me. So I couldn't consume them because it was just like, ooh, it just got to be too much. And then when I tried the vegan replacement, sugar-free, so on and so forth, they were still too sweet. But yeah, Oreos were that. And then, you know, at one point I was living down south and then the thing was fried Oreos. I did not try them. I felt like that was just rude because Oreos were already perfect. Why would you fry them? Why would they do that, Gina? So in any event, I digress, and we're gonna move on to the next group.
All right, so that's Imani, Kimberly Boone, and Teresa. Who's representing?
I can. Good greetings, everyone. Hi, Dionne. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Yeah, we just shared, you know, that the acronym BOMB was pretty much, like others mentioned, healing power. I made reference to like the scriptures and how it was mentioning the healing balm, which is also
balm
like
and Gilead.
There's a balm and Gilead. Like a spiritual aspect as well, healing for your mind, your body, spirit, heart, and soul as well. And it's also like a continuing process as well. You know, and we just encourage each other to, you know, make those affirmations and post them up and receive them, even if we're not in a specific place to believe it, but at least receive it until we do believe it and we act on it. Another thing that, one of the things that Teresa mentioned was that we are mirror reflections, and that how can my attitude and my thoughts of myself makes me attract others who are like me. So she was mentioning how she doesn't believe she is the bomb. She doesn't believe like she is great or beautiful. Then how can we attract others? You know, especially if you want a partner, how can you attract someone who will have the same love and have the same respect and adoration for us if we don't have that exact same thing for ourselves. So it's not just mirror work because, well, it is mirror work, I'm sorry, but mirror work is actually reflection. We reflect, we attract and reflect who we are.
Ashe.
And
Ashe.
I'm complete.
Good to see you, Kimberly, and thank you for saying that. And that was definitely a part of where this came from. It was consistently from clients and friends hearing, you know, oh, I don't like this, you know, I need to get my eyebrows done, I need to get my hair done, I don't like this, I don't like that. And it was like, and I want to be in a relationship. Like, I'm sorry, you just said you don't like yourself, you don't like much about yourself, but now you want somebody else to like you. You got to be able to look at yourself and be like, oh, girl, you look good. Brother, you fine. You know, you pump yourself up. When you pump yourself up, you will radiate that out into the world and attraction. When we're thinking about the law of attraction, we are those magnets, but we're going to magnify what we are and how we perceive ourselves. So we are shifting that with Balm. So I think, how many groups do we have left, Kinyofu? I can't hear you, Mama.
2 more.
4 more?
2 more.
She said
2
2.
more. Thank you. Okay. All right. Who's next? Y'all know if you didn't go.
Aaliyah and sister. Okay. I will pop into the next group and come back.
Okay.
The next group, Adam, Jacqueline, Aisha, Marie.
Adam in the gym loving up his body right now, so Adam ain't gonna be able to talk to us. Adam is pumping iron over there. I see Adam getting it in, so I don't know if he's gonna talk.
I can talk for our group, but yes, we did touch on Adam being in the gym, and and we first Jacqueline and I started off with. Okay, y'all. So first, Jacqueline and I started off with discussing the mirror work and the affirmation, I am enough. With mirror work, I kind of misunderstood where we were going, but Jacqueline explained that the mirror work is for the participant to begin loving on yourself while you're getting dressed or while you're taking care of your skin during that time. So I will start doing that instead of using a mirror to pick myself apart and what I have to fix or what I should in not working on. So then we discussed the I'm enough affirmation and how it resonates in our professional setting. Jacqueline and I, we related on that part on how we for her, it's higher educated personnel, and for me, it's just technical terms that people throw around the room, that we're both trying to keep up with. And then we discussed the mirror work with Adam because lately Adam has been posting pictures of before and after while he's in the gym. So of his body and how he's proud of the transformation that his body is going through, and how he posts those pictures to inspire others in working on themselves, whether it's their body, mind, or anyway else. So that was the gist of our group. It was inspirational, it was resonating, relatable, and connecting. I believe really, once again, the three of us connected during our time.
Good to see you, Kaisha, and thank you for sharing that. And it is definitely important with that, each one teach one. And I'm just going to keep echoing Shawnee with her statement. I expose myself to expand myself, because it's important in community, that affirmation and the accountability. So if there's something you want to transform, being in community and saying it. So Adam using those pictures to share what he's doing is helpful. Some of you may be familiar with Coach Cass, Ghanaian sister, Coach Cass Fit, and she does have her fitness YouTube channel, and I think you can subscribe as well. But I say it because at one point, Coach Cass gained weight. And I thought it was so beautiful that she came on and said, I don't know what happened. Because here she is, this fitness personal trainer doing all these videos and traveling the world. And I haven't seen her in a long time. But she posted, she's like, so this is what I got to get rid of. And this is what I'm going to do. So being in community is a part of expansion and healing. And so that's why it's really great that Shawnee says that, and that we are in community and that we are sharing what we're doing, how we're doing, and learning and growing and transforming. So if there's something you want to transform, yes, that's her. Thank you for putting it in there, Desiree, Sister Cass Fit, to share what that is. So I know there was one more group, and I see Sister with her hand up. I hope you're from that last group that didn't share. You're still on mute, Lovey.
Good morning.
Thank you. I love that tie.
Thank you. So I wasn't able to answer before. Being in the group really. First, I came in a little late, so the group did update me on the acronym and the meanings of it. But even in coming in late, this was very effective because what it did was it prompted me to make an action. So when you were calling to speak on the groups, I was actually making an action based on that. So I had been procrastinating a dental appointment, like really procrastinating. Should have made this appointment 6 months ago. And as soon as I left that group, okay, as soon as I left that group, I started the process of making the appointment immediately. I can't sit there and say I love my body and I'm ignoring a part of it that has to be taken care of. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That is beautiful. Ashe. And that's another action. So the fact that because I don't want to make balm a book, right? Because you could put action in there, because this is an action that you're all taking. So thank you for all of the group sharing. And I do see that we're close to 8:30. I think we only need maybe another 5 minutes or so to wrap up through the rest of the slides and offers and what we have available. But before I do that, I don't know if there was sharing from Facebook in the chat that we needed to address before we move on or we close out.
No, nothing new.
Okay, thank you, Chantel. I really sincerely and honestly, from the bottom of my heart, see you and appreciate you. Oh, wait, this is Chantel.
That's me.
That's you. Do you want to share that, or do you want us to read it? You can share.
Sure. Yeah, sure. So I was saying that I'm learning to do the mirror work a little bit more, actually. So I saw Stacy at Shawnee's birthday party, and I was like, girl, you are wearing that dress. You look so good. And I said, next summer I'll be able to get into it. And she said, why can't you get into it now? And I was like, I don't know about that. So let me start my video. Okay. So we started talking about my body and how I felt about it, and asking me if I did mirror work. And like many of us here, I run past my full length mirror. I just want to see if my shoes look good, the outfit, and then I go. That's about it. And so I told her that I don't like my areolas. They're too big. I don't like them. I never liked them. And so she was like, what do you talk? Do you talk to them? Do you have a name or anything? So I never like personalized my experience with them. And so the other morning I was like, hey girls. So it became something that I created a relationship with them and started feeling better about it. And what I was explaining also in the paragraph is that I do this work and then I go outside, and social media is like a slap in the face. Like all that work just goes undone. Or I'll see my grandmother and she reminds me of my weight gain. And I was explaining how you go to the family functions, and before they can even say hello, like, oh girl, look, you done put on some weight. I'm very aware. Like, you know your body. So just how do we work through even those generational experiences where our family are sometimes they're our hardest critics, and they remind us, or they put their own issues on us. Like my grandmother, she would tell me at my age she was this way, and she was smaller, and so it's like whatever you're going through, as you're getting older and gaining weight, or whatever image issue you're going through, you're putting it on me. And so I left the house this morning feeling really good, and now I'm here feeling down again. So I'm understanding that I need to build that muscle up for myself to the point where no one else's words will influence how I feel about myself. How I feel about myself is just how I feel. And so but I really do like my love language is words of affirmation. So that makes or breaks me. So if people feel really good about me, then I'm happy. But if they say something bad, then I internalize it and I feel it. And that is who Chantel is. That must be true. And so I need to learn how to decipher the two.
Thank you for Chantel for sharing that and staying on for a moment. What I will offer to you and the community here on Zoom and Facebook are 2 words, and I want you to say it with me, and I want everybody wherever you are to say it out loud if you have that space. Cancel, cancel. Let me hear it.
Cancel, cancel.
Like,
cancel, cancel.
That's what you need. So that's from, I forget, I got that from another coach. There are certain learnings that I got from other coaches that I hold on to. And it was when somebody says something to you, and reframing. So my grandmother was definitely that person, Grandma B. I'm sitting at this table with her tablecloth on the table. Grandma B, girl, you're too fat, man, I understand where to eat, So definitely a whole part of that. My family hails from the Caribbean. So cancel, cancel. Somebody say, you're too fat, cancel, cancel. You can say it out loud and they'll look at you crazy, or you just say it in your head. You can nod and smile if you're feeling like, I'm gonna be respectful and I'm not gonna try to re-educate this 85-year-old woman. This is who she is, this is what she's gonna say, and still keep that level of, community. But to yourself, cancel, cancel. The conversation that I have had and I offer to all of you in regards to family, they were brought up in a certain way. If you remember Dr. Joy Leary, she got married, DeGraw, I think. I forget her new last name, but it was Dr. Joy Leary.
Divorced.
Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, divorced, okay, thank you for that. So Dr. Joy, in talking about post-traumatic slave syndrome, coming from we, instead of pouring into ourselves, poured the negativity. So just reminding that a lot of us with Caribbean and Southern backgrounds started doing these things, and because we just wanted the slave, the owners, the colonizers, we wanted to make sure that they didn't see us as precious, that they didn't see us as good. So we internalize this, and we now in 2021 still have these parenting skills in which we affirm the negative. So instead of like, oh, that boy is curious, it's like, he nosy, oh, that woman is fast, like, no, she's intelligent. So it's reframing and just really reframing things for yourself. So forgiving your family, they know not what they do. And it's a constant re-education about who they are and why they're doing something. But the immediate thing that worked for me, cancel, cancel. Somebody says something to you, it's like, you don't look good today, cancel, cancel. I'm healing. And maybe you don't look good. Maybe you're sick. Maybe your eyes are red. Maybe your nose is puffy. Maybe you're healing. Maybe something is going on where you are physically ill, but you're like, I am healing. And you can reframe these in a way that feed your body and your mind. But it is a lot of work reframing that.
Yeah, you never know what that person is going through. Like you said, you might be sick and the person is saying you look bad today. And it's like, I'm healing, I'm going through something. And you never know what how you're making things worse. So that's very true.
Yeah. Well, I hope that was helpful for you. And thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
But with that, this was just really rich and vibrant. Oh, I see Teresa. I do want to close out because we're over. So I was like, if you folks have the time, we'll give it a few more minutes. And Teresa, go for it.
I just wanted to say for me and help anyone else is that getting over what people thought about me has been one of the greatest healing things that I ever did for myself. So I just want to encourage you is that just learn to be confident with yourself and just loving yourself and just telling yourself, like, you know, I be telling myself, I love you, girl. And I like, ooh, baby, you so beautiful. And so I was dealing with stuff about people telling me, and I was like, it's okay. You know, I understand how you feel, but this is how I feel about myself. And, you know, by me being bold to say, well, this is how I feel, and this is what I want to do. And I hear what you're saying, but that's not what I want to do. And thank you for your information, but I'm going to do it this way. And so when I'm that bold, but not in a nasty way, they back up off of me. And it has helped so much.
Teresa, I love that. And thank you for that. I do want to ask, I didn't see if it went in just to overall put my overall contact information in the chat because I didn't see that. I know we have gone a little bit over. And just in wrapping all of this up, there's so many rich things. I'll try to pick a day to come back again and see what we can revisit, maybe shorter, but I'm going to ask all of you and anyone watching this in the replay to land in the chat again. So go in tomorrow. Go in next week and type in there, what is it that you got from this and what have you continued to do? And to see when we touch base again, what transformation has occurred. And what I was going to say in response to what Teresa said, I have a statement that someone, your opinion of me is none of my business. So that's somebody else's thoughts. So if it's positive, great. If it's not positive, you know, so be it. And one of the protections I put on myself as I'm leaving and going out into the world and in a sphere with others is I surround myself with mirrors. So as I surround myself with mirrors, whatever you send to me, so Chantel, Teresa, Sweetness, Kanyufu, whatever you're sending to me, if you're sending me love and positivity, it is coming back to you tenfold. And if you are sending me negativity, that is being reflected back to you tenfold. So that sort of thing, that's another way of my level of mirror work that, you know, works for me. But with that, I am very excited to have spent my morning with you and got up and been in community with you. And do want to let you know what's coming up and what my offer is. And oh, wait, I see another hand up. Sweetness.
So Toni Morrison shared something. I'm getting excited. So when we walk in a room and we're confronted with those statements or questions or that attention that doesn't feed us and lift us up, Toni Morrison had shared, you know, what do our children think of us when they walk in a room? And I thought about, and I think about that. She deposited in me and I received that because sometimes it's always about correcting them from doing something, tying your shoe, your shirt is not in your pants, you know, nothing really affirming. And so I took that and I flipped it because I also, you know, you walk in a house and that's how people greet you. And usually my response is I'll hug them and tell them they look so beautiful today, which hopefully will make them feel stupid. So, but that's usually how I respond to it. I don't receive it in a conscious way, but I use what Toni said. So how do I show up in a room? You know, when I come or when someone's coming in the room, what is it that I extend to them, right? Because we can see so clearly what others say and do, and sometimes we neglect to notice our part. So I like to, even strangers, I acknowledge women, older women on the street because I think they might live by themselves and nobody said to them good day or whatever. And so it's me giving out, and I got that from Toni Morrison, making a note that when we see the children and they perceive us and notice us and are around us, what is it that we're giving them? Are we lifting them up? Because I think when we lift them up, then when they go into those rooms with the people who are not woke yet, that they can handle whatever's being said in a gracious way.
Yeah, Sweetness, that's a beautiful way of reframing things. When people come at you, and it's like, girl, you know, somebody's like, ooh, you know, she done gained a lot of weight. And I was like, she's holding on to that cushion, you know, there's some cushion and padding. I need some cushion and padding. And with me and my mirror work, because when I felt as though I needed to transform my body. I'd walk by a mirror, and I remember, like, you walk by the mirror and your butt's still in the mirror. And even now, Shawnee talked about, the body changing. I look in the mirror, it's like, I think I want to release some of this weight, but it looks so damn good. I've got to decide, it's like, do I want to? I don't know. But how you reframe it is always, it's like, how has it served me? And then acknowledging what it was there. It's like, this served me for this purpose, and then releasing it. But thank you all. It seems like we could keep going and going and going and going, but I think we need to close out. So.
Yeah, there's the conversation is on fire about confusing the enemy. Stop and do a screen shares now.
Oh, you're breaking up, Kenyofu. Say that one more time.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Sorry. There's the conversation is hot about confusing the enemy.
Oh, yeah. Well, my offer for you beautiful people, so we did make an offer earlier for the folks that had to leave. You all stayed till the end. Click that link when my sister girl puts it up in the chat, and it will be for the first people. If you have had a complimentary session with you, I ask you to please allow someone that opportunity that has not had a session with me. And you may have seen, if you're on the Facebook group, every once in a while, go check in. There have been wonderful videos and sharings about what people have gotten from sessions with other people. I had a session with Cheryl. Someone had a session with me. Click the link. I'll get an email, and then I will follow up with you. So that's how you're able to schedule. And this is a complimentary session. And so there were 8 today, 4 for the people before 8 a.m. and now for those of you beautiful people that stayed late with us till the end. Here is my contact information. It was put in the chat earlier if you want to take a picture of the screen. I'm gonna tell you quite honestly, I don't often answer the phone. I don't make phone calls. I'm really good about responding to text messages. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, there's my email, and the website information will even let you know when I'm teaching yoga and how to set up a session as well, and my website. And love offerings and donations. Keep money, my own natural energy yield, keep it flowing. I like every time I say it, I think of the energy flowing, giving and receiving. You give and it comes back to you. You can use Zelle, Quick Pay, SOW Leadership Development at Gmail, Cash App, Spirit of a Woman, and use the code number 436DM. Today's day number 436 in Woo. All right. Oh, thanks, Denise. Ooh, next up, awesome. Tomorrow morning, Shawnee Benton Gibson, Mama, founder, Robbed by Trauma, Part 1. And then on Tuesday, You Are Not Sick, You Are Deficient with Sister Hattie McCutcheon. So I look forward to seeing y'all again. Madasi Louise.
Awesome. So new members out there, show yourselves. Put your name in the comments. Say I'm new. Whether you're on Facebook or Zoom, wherever you are new, say that you're new so that you can get the warm welcome from the elders of the community. That will be elders who've been here for 436 days or thereabouts. And come back. So we're here 5 days a week, and Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, our long days, 7 to 8:30. Monday and Wednesday, our short days from 7 to 7:30. Always on Zoom, streaming live on Facebook. And if you would like to have text alerts to remind you to join us, you will open up your text right now and type in the number 74121 in the to section. That's your telephone, where you put the telephone number. That's the number. And then in the comment section, type Woo Nation and press send. And you will now be on our automated text list to receive text welcomes and invitations. You can get Woo swag. We have masks and mugs and thermoses, t-shirts and sweatshirts. You can get them at bit.ly/Woo swag and represent. And thank you. Stay in touch. You For those of you who are new, you would need to register to get the link to join us, but also to receive the emails that will tell you who's coming up next and what they're talking about and what their background is. So you would register at bit.ly/wake up movement. And you want to register every week so that you can be updated every week as our lineup changes every week. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. Going to bit.ly/Woo Community will get you to the page where we are streaming live, and Instagram and YouTube are accessible via these links. We have an email, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com, where you can send us any comments or thoughts that you have. So right now, I'm going to ask you all to unmute and to give Dionne a wonderful welcome and thank you for this great presentation.
Thank you, Dionne.
Thank you, Dionne, for this
Thank
great
you
work.
so much.
Thank you, Dionne.
Beautiful,
Send love as you
so
go throughout your day.
enlightening. It was a balm needed.
You are.
Take it
You are.
us
We
week
are.
through this life.
Love
It's
y'all.
wonderful.
Good team
Thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you for
thank
this
you.
gift and our family. Love y'all,
Let's move
family.
forward, everybody. I
Thank
love
you.
y'all.
So
Great
glad.
day,
Mirror,
fam.
mirror
Have a
on the
great
wall.
day.
Who's the fairest of them all? We are. I am. We are. We are. Mirror,
I
mirror
love
on the wall.
loving
Who's
it.
the fairest of them all? We are. We are. We are.
Love you.
Yeah.
Love you all. Have a great day.
Guys, have a great
Thank you,
day.
Happy Team. You're right. Yeah.
I guess we got to end it.